Carrying on then with Matthew 17, please don't go anywhere. This is the gospel, and I am appalled that none of my subscribers are interested in this. These are my least popular videos, and they should be the most. Oh dear. You people have so much to learn. Anyway, I was going through when Jesus took Peter, James and John, his brother, up to the high mountain, and he was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elijah, talking with him. So yeah, that's pretty awesome, that moment there. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face, and were sore afraid. And Jesus came and touched them, and said, Arise, and be not afraid. And when they had lifted up their eyes, they saw no man save Jesus only. And as they came down from the mountain, Jesus charged them, saying, Tell the vision to no man, until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead. Interesting that. Once again, Jesus asking James, John and Peter not to tell anyone what happened, as he asks others he has performed miracles on. Please don't tell anyone. Elijah, truly shall come first and restore all things, but I say unto you that Elias is come already, and they knew him not, but have done unto him whatsoever they listed. Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them. Again, Jesus referring to himself as the Son of Man. Then the disciples understood that he spake unto them of John the Baptist. Right, John the Baptist was Elijah, reincarnated, yeah? Moses, Elijah and Jesus. I put in my notes here. Yeah. Probably the most important of the prophets. O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. Matthew 17:17. Keep going then. I'm going through my highlights and notes here, guys, so that you get a crash course in the gospel. Alright? Please check out the other videos, and it won't take you long to go through the Bible if you go through this, my little crash course. That's the whole idea here. People that don't have much time to study it themselves, read it all themselves, just watch these videos. And I explain it all. Here we go. Here's a really good quote here. If ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting. Yes, this is where the disciples asked him, how did you perform this miracle, casting out the demons from a man? And he says, it goes not out except by prayer and fasting. So there we go. Those two things are very important, and that is how he performed that miracle. It was a child, I'm just reading it here. Yeah. Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. That's in my best prayer and fasting quotes, that one. Yeah. If you want to know more about prayer and fasting, please check out my fasting playlist. And the last video in that series, the dangers of fasting. Yeah, while I was doing that series, I went for it again, the big one, 40 days and 40 nights. I've done it before, but this time it was really bad. Because of the lack of food and what I was going through at that particular time, I developed paranoia and I had to stop the fast on day 28. I was also in Switzerland at that time. You know, really not a good idea to travel and do some of the other things I was doing whilst going through that fast. But yeah, I had to stop. Anyway, for more on that, please check out that playlist. It's really good, that one. Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children or of strangers? Peter saith unto him, Of strangers. Jesus saith unto him, Then are the children free. I have a note here. Free of bondage of a master who treats them as strangers. Interesting. What am I saying there? They that received tribute money came to Peter and said, Doth not your master pay tribute? He saith, Yes. And when he was come into the house, Jesus prevented him, saying, What thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute? Of their own children or of strangers? Peter saith unto him, Of strangers. Jesus saith, Then are the children free. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, go thou to the sea and cast a hook and take up the fish that first cometh up. Yes, I've made a note here. The first fish ye shall catch will be provision enough. God will provide. And this is talking about, and when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money, that take and give unto them for me and thee. This is talking about paying their taxes, and he says go to the sea, catch a fish, and in its mouth you shall find the money to pay the tax. There we go. So that's basically saying God will provide. Yeah. But what's interesting about this is they had to go and catch the fish. Yeah. To find the money, of course. Interesting message there. Yeah, very interesting message. And what does he say to them? Say to Simon Peter, Come with me and I will make you a fisher of men. Fisher of men. Yeah. Those fishers of men God will provide for. chapter 18. Except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, my notes. A child can better see evil and not be deceived, because he is more afraid of it, not conditioned. Yes. Jesus gives answer. Humble. Yeah. I see. Yeah. When pondering what Jesus meant by you must become as this little child, otherwise you won't enter into the kingdom of heaven. Children are humble, more humble. He says, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child. There you go. The same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Roman Catholic bishops. Better to die than offend Christians. Things that offend: alcohol, violence, lust, cut them off. One of my notes there. This is to do with this next bit here. But woe to that man by whom the offence cometh. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off, and cast them from thee. And if thy eye offend thee, pluck it out. Now, this is where Jesus gets like quite extreme here. You know, lust, pluck it out. If thine eye offend thee, pluck it out. It's referring to lust. Yeah. If a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, doth he not leave the 99 and goeth into the mountains, and seeketh that which is gone astray? And if so be that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoiceth more of that sheep than of the 99 which went not astray. Yeah. It's like the prodigal son parable. Right? Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. Yes, here we go. This is important, this. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee 1 or 2 more, but in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. So saying, if your brother isn't listening to you when you're trying to correct him, yeah, or settle your differences, then bring witnesses. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a heathen man and a publican. This is Jesus saying this. So what he's doing here is preventing someone from taking it out on thy brother over something you disagree on, or something you think is wrong and need to correct them on. Yeah, before going to town on them, consult them first, then bring witnesses, then bring it up to the church, and if none of those work, if those still don't work, then he is a heathen man and a publican unto thee. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever ye shall loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Another very important quote, that Matthew 18:20. Yes. And where are 2 or 3 gathered together in his name, church, and when you go there, there he is in the midst of them. Yeah? The Holy Spirit can be found in church. That's what this is saying. Jesus saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. This is talking about how many times one must pardon their brother. Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times, Peter says. And then Jesus says, until 7 times, 70 times 7. 70 times 7.